Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wicked Art. It's Wicked here, and it's Fun Draw Friday. So, since I'm without suggestions for the week, I'm going to draw Mystique from X-Men. Alright, so just so you know, again, super excited that we are up to 300 plus subscribers. That is awesome. Our goal is 500, so I can start doing polls for these videos to see what you guys are interested in. But for now, if you could just leave me comments on what it is you'd like to see, whether it's Monday Art Lesson, Fun Draw Fridays, Tiny Tuesdays, Digital Wednesdays, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to make a video to help you. But thank you again to everyone who is subscribing. So, we're going to draw Mystique from X-Men, okay? So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a circle. Okay, now the reason why I'm drawing it big is we're not going to do a full body. We'll do probably, excuse me, hiccup still, half the body, you know. So I'm just going to slim down the skull a little bit here. We're going to start with this shape for the head. Okay, so now that I have this circle in place, I also want to kind of come down and we're going to draw in the shape for the face. So I'm going to kind of give it a longer jaw. Like that. So we'll draw that in there for now. Also want to line down the center. And a little line for my eyes here. Okay. So now that I have my face set up, I'm going to come in here and we're going to build out the neck. Okay. I'm just going to kind of draw in this area here just so I know where it's connecting at on the head. And we're going to kind of come out this way and build out our shoulders. Or this will be more like the trap area. What I want to do is, this way you can kind of show you a little trick for drawing the chest for a female. Just depending on the size that you're wanting to make them, you can kind of determine the shape that you take. Okay, so go a little larger in the chest area. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of come down this way more. And then let's kind of angle. We're going to make it look like she's kind of turning her hips a little bit. So we're going to kind of be essentially adjusting the shape of those shoulders and where they're turned down kind of like at an angle a little bit. But we're going to come up and cut this down some here. And we'll come and cut this down here a little bit. Maybe come in a little bit more than that. Let's see, come down from the neck. That way we kind of have that tilt in the shoulder. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start building up her body. So I want to kind of come down in here in this area. We want that nice little hourglass kind of female shape, which I got it. Not all females are shaped the same, but that's not the point. of what we're doing. We're trying to draw out Mystique's features in a way that represent her. Okay, so next thing I can do is kind of come out and draw the shoulders. Right here. Come down this way. And we'll build up our bicep muscle here. So from there, I want to come back, kind of cut those shoulders down just a little bit. Like that, okay? Then for this bicep here, we're going to go out a slight elbow bend and build the arm down. Okay, same thing here. We're going to kind of turn in a slight forearm shape. And the reason why we're kind of keeping it thin is we want to kind of match the body a little bit. So keeping things the same and balanced in there. Still kind of iffy on these shoulders here. Let's try and cut those down a little bit more. Like that. Okay. Then we can come to the other side. Let's bring this back up some with like a slight turn. And because we want the shoulders angled differently, we're going to kind of angle the shoulder down. Once we get there, we can round it. And it might be too much of a curve. Let's try that there. Again, we'll work in that bicep shape. Then obviously the other one's going to come from in here. Slight little elbow bend. Actually have that go behind her hips. Right here. And get another forearm shape here. Okay, so that'll give us a basic foundation of her body, right? We know that if you have ever seen the comic book, she has these skull shapes on the body. So we want to kind of build those up first. Just kind of have those touching each other as they go around. And I'm just doing the kind of the tops of them right now. And what that'll do is that'll help me cut down on her hip side on this side as well. So we can kind of take that and round it from there. Alright. Now also on our arms we have little white sleeved things that she wears, so we're going to kind of come out past a little bit. come down and add a little bit of line work here. Take that in. We'll erase that back there. We want to kind of give a sense of that elastic part that's going to be wrapped up and keep it around our arm, so we'll add that line in there. Okay, I want to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to kind of come out just a little bit past. And draw our line work in there. Okay. Now let's come back up here. Let's get some definition on the face here. First thing I want to do is make sure I get this face correct. Okay, so I really want to make sure that the shape of that chin is there. And I'm going to come in here and decide how far away my lips are. Give her kind of a stern look. Got full lips. Okay. And we can kind of come in here. And draw the top lip. Like that. We can kind of thicken up the bottom here. Okay, and then I can kind of judge from here at what point that chin comes out, so we can kind of loosen the line back just a little bit there and spread that out. Alright, so next thing we can get is the nose. Okay, so we want it a little bit closer to the mouth. And we can kind of turn that way with it. And take that up. Face. Let's fix that a little bit. Let's kind of keep that stern look going. Okay, so we come up their eyebrows there. Just refining that some. So let's come get ourselves an eye. Okay. Now that I have my eye shape there, I can come to the other side. And let's kind of keep the eyebrow thin, just like it was on the other side. Get our other eye in here. Let's start from the front. Let's go this way. Draw the other eye in there. Bring that eyebrow out just a little bit more. Okay. Now we want to kind of help shape the face a little bit, so we're going to start putting in the hair and stuff. So like I want it to run close to this eyebrow. So I'm going to kind of just sketch that out real quick. And then kind of have it come back across the shoulder. Okay. Then in here we want to put in that skull shape that's on the head. Okay, and then I can go from here and just run off the skull and make the hair, make it come down towards the eyebrow on that side. Let's go from here. Take that down. This will just give a little bit of life to the hair too. Okay, and then we're going to have the under hair comes down. I might kind of come over the shoulder a little bit. Okay, and then we want that under hair also to kind of help us shape the face here. So that way we can cut that in some. And then we can do the same on this side. Kind of cut the hair in that way. So now to help slim the hair down, have it kind of fold under. And then I'm just trying to build from the center. Let's straighten that more. We'll come from here, go up, and kind of come out. And let's kind of meet it here. That way we don't make the hair too thick like a football helmet. So yeah, we'll use that there. Just have that hair coming out. Make it be in front just a little. Okay, and then from here, we can do the other side. Like that. And then bring that hair in. And I'm just trying to look and make sure that things are going to look even and not too weird with the hair. It's almost like we're kind of looking down. I think I might want to take all this and cut it down some more. So we'll just make it a little shorter. Okay, so we'll come off the top here. Round that down. Let's get that underside here. Some more hair there. And take that up. Into the hair that way. Now let's look at the underside here. Okay, so we have all that. Let's see if we want do a couple hairs coming off the head here. Keep that out. And let's take this, bring it in. Down. Do our hair like that. I think I want to kind of round the cheeks more. So let's pull out and cut back in. We'll do the same thing on this side. Going like that. Okay. So now I can come in here on the neck and get that high collar piece, or at least the part that just keeps it on her neck. It's not really a collar, it's just part of the shirt or the dress. And want give that look of a fold right in here. We'll probably shorten that back some right here. Okay, maybe give another fold right here. Shorten that back just a little bit. And we want that line, the middle of the abdomen there. Also want to give, some sense of seam work on the actual clothes themselves, just so it comes off a little less plain in this area, which we can then of course take all the way up to the chest. Right, then we can come from here and do the same. Kind of round that. You get like a collarbone shape in here. Some of the neck. Okay. And now give a little line work right here. Okay. Now I want to come down. I want to start working these skulls in here. So kind of vaguely repping the eyes. You can just draw little skull shapes on there. Again, we get the eyes in here. And you can draw those skulls, however you want. I mean, they don't have to be like super duper detailed. Just enough to give the indication that it is a skull. Okay. Maybe we'll just continue around. Maybe we'll add a little bit of the thigh work in there. Like that. Okay, we can start turning the skulls this way. And same thing, we'll just keep going. And then have one that's more turned on this side. Like that. Okay. Now from here, can add a little bit of the cloth shape that she has down in there. And of course leading from her hips. We can determine where the thighs come out. Maybe we could add some curves to the cloth. Make sure it turns the same direction. And we'll leave that out. Okay. And we can kind of cheat a little bit. Bring the hand down in here. I see parts of it. Kind of going down. Let's bring that out some more. Look a little too tiny. Get her thumb in there. Put the finger on the outside here. You can see part of her hand. Let's kind of thin this out. And I need to do the same again to the shoulders up here. Like that. And then let's thin down the bicep a little bit on the side right there. Like that. And we could do the same on this side. Okay, so we can kind of cut back on the bicep here. Just have that forearm go back behind right there. Okay. So next thing we're going to look at is just refining our line work. So I'm just going to kind of go over everything. Make it a little less sketchy. So I'm going to do that by just using a pen. Pen, Sharpie, whatever you want to use. Or if you just want to use your pencil, that works too. Okay. We also want to kind of give the little glove wrap she's wearing, a sense of it being hemmed as well. We'll kind of add a little line down the center. Maybe add in some detail for the arm where it bends. And then just continue that seam down. Okay, so we're going to build that up and over. Nice firm lines there. Draw that out and just go through, refine everything. You may want to put like a little navel shape in here, just to kind of help us elongate a little bit. Stretch those lines down. Just make sure everything is just nice and straight and clean. And then before I do my usual thickening of the lines, we want to make sure that we erase out all those sketchy lines from in between. And shorten our shoulders just a tad. Okay, so let's go over these skulls. And you can fill in or add some extra shading when you're drawing them in with your pen. Just kind of thicken up those areas where the turns would be. Okay, and you just kind of continue it around. And like I said, it doesn't have to be beautifully drawn skulls as long as you're conveying that final image that you're trying to do. Like the skulls are not the star, of the artwork. It's more of just an aesthetic that she carries. It's more of the body type and clothes that you really want to focus on to kind of make it, mystique. So what I got here, I'm probably going to draw in another skull right there. Okay. Make sure we got the thigh here. Come down. Come from this way. And curve that down that way. Okay. Come up in here. Make sure we get all our line work in there. Nice and careful though, so we don't destroy the artwork. And here we have our lips. Okay, so we'll go up and over on the hair. And again, you can do this with a pencil or an ink pen. You don't have to have the same kind of Sharpie pen that I have. Or a black colored pencil. Just depends what you're going to do with your artwork after you're done. And I'm really just trying to make sure I get lines accurate, especially in those sketchy places where they're kind of blocking your vision a little bit. Just be careful when you get in places like here, like with the eyes, that you don't lay it on too thick. So you really want to make sure that you get right over those exact same lines that you had from the start. Okay. So let's stretch those out. Skull shape here. And we're almost done with the hair. And I can erase out all my line work. Okay. So now that I have that all in there, it's all situated. I think I forgot a finger down here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up in here and get as much of my pencil work out as possible. Don't think I meant to quite get rid of that. Okay, so you gotta be careful. Like I'm seeing there's a lot of lines I missed. Just make sure you're looking as you're going. Okay, so we'll clean her up. Get a lot of that sketchiness off of there. That way it's a little bit more clean. Okay, then I can come through here and I can do my usual thing of thickening the outline of the character so that she pops, stands out. And you can just follow along, but you can see how that kind of almost gives it like a drop shadowed look to the image. Now anywhere there's negative space in there, I'm probably just going to fill that in like a shadow. These negative space areas where there's just open air, I'm going to fill those in. and just thicken it up as I go. Okay, you can see how that now stands out more. But yeah, you just want to go around the outside. And while I'm doing that, again, I just want to thank everybody who stays and watches the whole video and participates, and I hope your art journey is getting better and that you are improving. I also want to remind you that you can share your work with me on Twitter. Love to see what you guys are doing. See how good you're getting. Or maybe you're already like way past me. Maybe you're already an artist and you just like watching my lowly channel for some reason. But I would love to see you guys' work, as it brings joy to see everybody else's growth in their art journey. Okay. Also, just a reminder to leave me comments on what you want to see, and I'll be glad to give it a try. Even if you're not interested in drawing and you just want to see a specific a picture of somebody, a character from something, maybe you want me to do like a style challenge. Or maybe like one big epic, image, like poster type thing. Okay, now something else I want to work in here is that same kind of seam line running down like that. But that's pretty much gonna do it for our picture. Okay, so this is our Mystique. Obviously, if you're going to color this, she's got blue skin and yellow eyes and red hair. The rest of everything else just white, like skulls. Okay, so thank you for stopping by. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. Till next time, keep sketching, and I will see you in the next one. All right? Bye.